The following is a special presentation of KDOW. Money Pulse. Monitoring the heartbeat of money. From Wall Street to Main Street to your wallet. Now here's your host, Dynasti E Young.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Money Pulse. This is Dynasti E Young, your host, here on KDOW. So every day I get to talk with new business owners, organization leaders, experts in their field. And today I welcome attorney David Kleczek to the studio. David, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's great to be here.
It's going to be a lot of fun, I have a feeling. So tell us, what kind of law do you practice?
I do personal injury law.
What made you go into that direction after you completed your, law school and all the hard stuff that you worked for? How did you get into that space?
Well, it's funny. Actually, my father's a lawyer, so I'm a lawyer's
What is your
son.
father a lawyer of? Same?
Personal injury.
Okay.
And after I graduated college, I did everything I could to not become a lawyer.
Like most children of lawyers, yeah.
But realized that it was in my blood, so to speak, and went to law school, loved it. My goal was this was in Chicago, my goal was to get a job in a high-rise with a window facing the lake.
Vision.
This was my vision.
Okay.
And I did that at a big firm representing corporations, and I did that for a year or two. And after a while of evicting people from their houses on their mortgages that they couldn't pay, I decided that personal injury was the way to go. I'd seen my dad do it for years, and I really am a man of the people. I like helping people, not corporations. And that's my slogan. It's on my website.
And can you repeat that slogan?
Helping people, not corporations.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Even though his beginnings were his learning stages of corporation, learning what you didn't want to do, I guess, is kind of what you figured out.
I wanted to see what else there was out there.
Yeah.
Before going to what I knew. So
from someone who's not a lawyer, who doesn't defend anyone, I don't know, except myself once in a while for my children, what does that look like? That feels like black and white. That feels like kind of you're the bad guy evicting people out of their houses. I mean, somebody's got to do it, right? If you're breaking the law and you're whatever the deal is. But that's like a sad story, right? Like you have to go in and it could be a sad story. It could be family,
It is a sad story.
Kicking them out.
Yeah.
And then you turn into this, I kind of see like hero attorney, where you are able to represent those that have unfortunately been injured or been wronged.
Yeah, Dynasti, you hit the nail on the head there. I am the good guy. Well, I am being a bit facetious, but, when you become a lawyer, you recognize and accept that everybody deserves a defense. And there's a point of view and perspective for everyone. A corporation, a person accused of a crime. And so there is definitely a place for representing corporations. We have to have a functioning economy.
Right.
You can't have people that are not paying their mortgages.
Right. That's a problem.
Stay in their house. It's a problem.
Yeah.
So it's not easy work, but somebody's got to do it. I like what I'm doing because I am helping people. It is not easy at times. People are in bad situations. Mm-hmm. You have the wage earner who can no longer work. Then they can't pay their mortgage. They can't pay their medical bills.
Right.
They don't have an income. What are they supposed to do? And who are they upset at when they don't have any income and their case is dragging on?
Oh, their attorney.
Their attorney.
Absolutely.
So I understand this, and it's something we deal with on a day-to-day basis, but one of the best parts of what I do is actually helping people through the process and getting them some financial compensation at the end of the day.
Because at the end of the day, that is kind of what it comes down to. If it wasn't an unfortunate death, accident, even then that requires money for everybody who's left behind. But yeah, I can understand that. Definitely scary for those that suffer and don't have anyone to represent them. So what is your website? If people want to check you out, David Kleczek, attorney, what is your website, sir, so we could share with the audience?
Right. It's KleczekLaw.com. And Kleczek is spelled just like it sounds, Kleczek.
Just how it sounds. I was like, Kleczek. Okay, that was Klezzek.
That's right.
Just like it sounds.
Yes.
Okay, Great. Well, he's funny too, you guys. So, so you definitely like to be the good guy because it's probably bringing you more joy to the job, more fulfillment, and less headache. Even though there's definitely headache with the job, no matter how you look at it.
Right.
Because you got a job to do.
Yes.
And those things can last a long time. What's your longest trial that you've ever been through, or your longest process to like close a case?
Oh, unfortunately, it can take 3, 4, 5 years.
Is that normal?
No. I would say the life cycle of an average case is 6 months to 2 years. Part of the education process, and people don't realize this in the day and age of Suits and Better Call Saul, is it doesn't take an hour. It doesn't take an hour to solve the problem. Right. We're not in trial right away, and we're going up against well-funded, most of the time, insurance companies that, whether they do it intentionally or not, they drag it on because they know the position that my clients are in.
Just make them bleed until they just quit and go. Or take the settlement or whatever.
Right.
That's terrible.
So I have to educate my clients from the get-go and say it does take a while. It does, and it can. And I don't know. Is it going to take 6 months? Is it going to take 2 years? I don't know. It depends on, are we going to get a fair offer at the beginning? Are they going to be reasonable at the beginning?
And you know that like right before everything kind of starts, because you usually will put up a settlement first, something fair that you find fair. Is that how you usually handle a case, or how does it work? Because I don't know. Yeah.
So the client comes in, they've got the problems. We help them through the situation they're in, but the main thing they need to do is focus on getting better, getting the medical treatment they need. We cannot evaluate a case until the client has either recovered or has gotten to a point where they're not going to get any better. And so we have to wait till then, and then we prepare a demand with supporting documentation, and we send it off to the insurance company, and the negotiations begin.
Yeah, that's the fun part. I'm glad that's your job. So what what accidents do you see the most? Are you mostly like vehicular accidents? What do you see most of in your...
It is, I would say it's about 70 to 80% car accidents.
Okay. So if someone's listening right now, they've been in a car accident, they've been injured or something relatable to this conversation, they could give you a call, your office a call, or text your office, right?
Call or text, yeah.
At 510-663-7100. That's for attorney David Kleczek, personal injury attorney out in Oakland. I forgot to mention that, but he also is practicing throughout the greater Bay Area.
The Bay Area, we have satellite locations.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, so in Antioch and Sassoon City.
Very versatile, then.
Right.
And our office here is in Fremont, so he does travel. So call or text him 510-663-7100. Do you guys offer a free consultation, or what does it look like if I have someone calling you? What do they do?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the business model. It's a free consultation, no obligation. I always tell people, well, I don't want to call a lawyer. I don't want to talk to a lawyer because I don't want to bring a lawsuit.
You won't. You'll talk to his assistant, receptionist, and then the paralegal, and then maybe the lawyer in like 7 months.
Well, I pride myself on actually talking to my clients a little sooner than that.
He's a good guy, you guys. I'm saying.
What I tell people is get some information. Find out what your situation is. And you don't have to do anything. You call us, you talk to me, you talk to my case manager. We spend a half hour with you telling you the situation you're in, and then you make a decision, and you make an informed decision.
Right, and you let them know, yes, we have a case here possibly, or unfortunately, this isn't something that we would take. Do you have to turn some away sometimes?
Yes, we do. We have to turn many people away. So we work on a contingency fee basis. So that means that our fee is contingent upon recovery. And so basically what that means is we are only going to take cases that we believe in.
Okay. So when you say believe in, because I'm just kind of very blunt here, so that we can win and make money on and not waste time and get this person some money that's going to be significant to their life and it's not going to bleed throughout this dragged out thing, it's going to be worth it for everyone involved, right?
Most of the time that is the case. We are a business.
Right.
Sometimes I take cases because I see a need for justice.
Wow. So can you tell us about maybe one of those that you've participated in, or something that you're really proud of that you fought somewhere along the lines, maybe even in just like the beginnings of your steps in attorney zones?
Yeah, there's quite a few cases actually. One case is a skydiving case.
Oh my gosh.
And skydiving schools do not have insurance. Their insurance policy is a waiver clause.
Wait, they don't require them to have insurance?
There's no oversight of skydiving whatsoever.
Oh.
The FAA, it does not oversee skydiving.
All right, folks, listen to that when you decide to go jump out of an airplane, okay? Check their paperwork, check their documents. Okay,
right.
Go on.
So I took the case, and it was a battle. I mean, it was a battle. I had lawyers flying in from Florida fighting this case. The skydiving industry is very against lawsuits, very against regulation.
Aren't we all against being sued? I mean,
nobody wants to be sued. Nobody wants to be sued, but nobody wants to be hit by another car or a truck.
Well, what happened to the plane guy? He jumped out and the parachute didn't work, or
the
what?
parachute didn't work.
Okay, let's pause there, folks, because we're gonna continue this after a commercial break. And we're going to hear about attorney David Kleczek, and he's going to share with us one of his proud moments or interesting moments with a person who jumped out of a plane and their parachute failed to deploy. Oh my goodness. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Money Pulse, KDOW's financial news magazine, monitoring the heartbeat of money from Wall Street to Main Street to your wallet. You're listening to Money Pulse on AM 1220 KDOW.
Welcome back to the Money Pulse. I'm here with attorney David Kleczek out of Oakland, practicing law throughout the Bay Area. He is pretty interesting and really, really good at what he does. I know you've won a lot of cases according to your website, and you've won a lot of money for people that were in need, and you've done some great work. But let's get back to the fun story about an airplane and how skydiving companies are not required or regulated by insurance. I'm sorry, if you don't land safely, you're jumping out of an airplane.
Right.
Whatever. We've got things backwards in some areas.
It's a self-regulating industry for whatever that means.
What else is self-regulating besides that?
I don't know.
Like,
any
I
other,
want whatever I do to be self-regulating.
I do not know any other areas that are self-regulating. And
do they get to decide their taxes too? Like, they don't have to pay taxes because they regulate that on their own, or like, how does that work?
Well, they all claim to be poor, so I don't think they need to worry about their taxes too much.
Well,
but
we all claim that, but some people. Okay, so you defended or you represented this case.
I represented the individual. His parachute did not properly open. He was seriously injured when he hit the ground, and we sued the skydive company. And they fought it tooth and nail, and it literally took years.
No, it wasn't our fault that it didn't deploy.
Right.
Okay.
It was my client's fault. They blamed my client for everything.
Was he with someone? Was he attached to someone?
No, he had actually had about 30 or 40 jumps.
So he was experienced.
He was on the novice end of being licensed.
Okay.
I think you need 30 jumps to 30.
I can't even get one in. Oh,
right.
My goodness.
So, but he had a GoPro with him. And so the whole thing was caught on video.
Nightmare for him.
And it was a nightmare for him. Mm-hmm. And but ultimately, this is interesting. We get back to the lack of regulation, and it's kind of sad. But I went to go take depositions, ask questions to people involved, employees at the skydive school, and probably about 40 to 50% of the people I wanted to talk to had died in skydive accidents.
Stop.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, and it was about 3 or 4 years after.
I remember there was a little spat
industry.
where there was a lot of media around that.
Right.
I remember that in the Bay Area. I'm not going to say in specific areas, but I do remember there being a lot of those incidences. And so you had a big one. And thank God that person lived.
He did.
Thank goodness.
We had to go all the way down to just about trial, and they finally cried uncle.
Ay, ay, ay. So did they have their insurance company was doing that?
No insurance.
No. Oh, because they don't need insurance because they're not regulated.
And so we normally will, as you said, it's a business, but at times we are trying to help somebody. And what I do is a form of regulation. Yes. A personal injury law firm. Nobody likes to be sued. However, people need to be held accountable. And what we do changes behavior. And I can tell you that this lawsuit changed the behavior of this skydiving school.
It's too bad that it hasn't changed the behavior of that industry yet, because that is something huge. So I know other insurances are required. I don't know I'm sure you know a lot, so I'm going to ask you anyway. Like if you don't know, sorry. So business insurance, obviously, they have to have certain liability insurances, right? Or are you saying like all insurance in that little nugget of an industry is not regulated at all?
So, well, actually, most businesses are not required to have insurance. You have to have insurance if you drive. Trucks have to have insurance.
Or if you have equipment and things like that.
You have equipment. But insurance is usually voluntary, but it is highly recommended to have liability insurance to cover yourself if you or your employees or just something happens.
Absolutely. I thought it was required in the state of California. That's crazy. Well, don't get any ideas. I got a lot of business owners on here. You should still have your liability insurance.
You should still have your liability insurance.
It's a whole lot cheaper than a liability.
And what most business owners don't realize and what most people don't realize is when you buy that liability policy, you're also buying a defense. If somebody sues you, your policy will pay for, hire, and cover the lawyers to defend you.
And they'll drag it out until they bleed and give up on you, right?
That's right.
I'm just kidding. Okay. So, well, thanks for sharing that because I'm learning a lot here. I mean, inspiring me. Maybe I need to go become an attorney. I don't know. I'm probably too old for that.
I think you'd be great.
David Kleczek, you guys, if you're just tuning in, attorney David Kleczek out of Oakland, serving the Bay Area. His website is KleczekLaw.com. KLECZEK law.com. If you want to check him out, he also offers a free consultation. I was sharing off air that, I had a situation where I needed a personal injury attorney, and it took me way too long and too many commercials and too many friends of mine to tell me to go seek help. But if you have been injured in an accident, you're probably due some money or some justice or both. And you should call them at 510-663-7100. You can also use that number for texting. Text or call attorney David Kleczek. Visit him at KleczekLaw.com, KLECZEK law.com, or text or call 510-663-7100. It doesn't hurt. It's free. They work on contingency, so there's no money up front. There's no risk. I just am feeling passionate about this because I was somebody who almost didn't get justice because I was scared to call. So give him a call. Don't be scared. Just do it. He's really cool, really funny, and I'm sure his team's amazing as well. Okay, so, and he serves everybody. I mean, he serves this guy who, poor guy, his parachute didn't deploy. That's my worst fear. Like, I have dreams of that.
Yeah.
Repetitive dreams
I think it's everyone's worst fear.
My goodness. Yeah. So you said you have a couple other things you want to share. I'd love to just give you the floor to just share.
Another very interesting case. I can't remember the year. I think it was 2012.
How long have you been practicing?
I've been practicing since 2002.
And that's when you started in the lakeside
in Chicago
building.
I had the
high rise, beautiful, wore your nice suits, fancy.
That's right.
And then when did you change that?
About 2 years.
Okay, so you had enough.
Working in the high rise and working the billable hour.
Okay, so all right. I had to get that vetting there real quick.
There you go.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I moved out to the Bay Area in 2008 from Chicago.
Were you born and raised in Chicago?
I was born and raised in Chicago.
So I know your dad's an attorney too. Does he practice out in that area?
He did practice.
Did he follow you here?
No. He stayed out there.
You spread the Kleczek talent.
Yes.
That was nice of you guys.
There are Kleczeks throughout the country, thanks to my parents.
Thanks, Mr. and Mrs. Kleczek. You guys are awesome helping defend this country. We appreciate you. Okay, so you moved to the Bay Area, and tell us more. Tell us what your other story is, what you want to share.
All right. Well, this is an interesting case. There was a San Francisco 49er. And
can you say which one? Are we allowed to? I don't think we're allowed to. Okay, go on.
I mean, if you Google my name and San Francisco 49er and lawsuit, you'll find the case. But it was about 2012, and he was, I don't know, first year, second year, young guy, and he was having a party at his house, and my client had gone to the party.
I might have been at that party, actually. I think I know who it is.
Yeah, you might. And turns out some people showed up that wanted to fight, and there turned out to be a gun battle.
I left before that happened.
Okay, you were there.
Yeah.
You could have been one of the witnesses.
I'm glad I wasn't. Thank you very much.
It was scary. And my client was on the driveway. It was about a 1/10 or 2/10 mile long driveway up a hill, and my client was in the middle of the driveway, and gunfire broke out between the San Francisco 49ers house and the street. And my client and his friend were both hit.
Did they live? Please.
They both lived.
Okay, because
they both lived.
I didn't know about the friend getting hit too.
Yeah, and it goes very deep. It goes very deep. The media was involved, but my client, when I asked for all the documentation relating to what happened, the police said, "Don't ask for it. And if you do, we're going to investigate your client as a suspect." And so what's the first thing I did?
You go get everything you can and lock it down so they don't touch it.
I issued a subpoena.
Yeah. I guess that has to happen first. I'm like,
right. I
stuff.
did what any great lawyer will do.
Yeah.
I sent them a subpoena. They showed up in court. They tried to fight the subpoena, and the judge just looked at them, shook his head, and said, "You need to give him all the material." And as a matter of fact, that day I got a call from NBC News, and they were asking me, "Do you know why they're fighting this?" And we went down the rabbit hole. But that was a very interesting case. And I would listen to the radio, and people were
flooding their opinions.
This would never happen. This person, the San Francisco 49ers, would never do this. This is a made-up, it was just very interesting to hear. And I had video surveillance of what exactly happened. So it's just interesting.
It happened.
Public opinion. And
it's interesting how media really sways an idea of something, just anything, but especially cases it's no good for any case unless it's in your favor, which it usually isn't when it's media. You could call or text his office for any inquiry. Don't be shy. 510-663-7100. Staff's going to be friendly, welcoming, ask you just very simple questions, and you're done. You get the ball rolling. 510-663-7100. That is attorney David Kleczek, Kleczek. Go ahead, call him, do what you need to do. Don't wait any longer. Hey, I just wanted to say, David, thank you so much for joining. It's been a pleasure. I could talk to you all day. I really could.
It's been my pleasure. I've had a lot of fun.
We might have to do this again because there's more to talk about.
That'd be great.
All right. Thank you so much. Everybody, tune in next week. Thank you for listening today. Bye-bye.
This has been Money Pulse, KDOW's financial news magazine, monitoring the heartbeat of money from Wall Street to Main Street to your wallet.